Let's do it. Okay, you go lay down.
I'm trying to be a parent, but I gotta run an errand. I promise when I'm back, I'ma feed my kid a carrot. Damn, this stuff is tough, man, I thought it was inherent. I'm trying to be a parent, I'm trying to be a parent. Sometimes you gotta drink, cause that shit can be kinda stressful. Sometimes you hit the blunt, cause that green will help you rest, yo. You know your ass be slacking when you gotta look up things on YouTube. Like, bro, how you wipe your baby boo-boo? Now welcome to the podcast, trying to parent and make moms laugh. Who you know got it like the King's family. Amanda and Sean, it's the name G. Yeah. Now welcome to the podcast, trying to parent and make pops laugh. Who you know got it like the King's family. Amanda and Sean, it's the name G. Yeah.
Whoop, whoop. It is episode 50.
Celebratory cerveza.
I don't know if that smells good. I don't know if this is cerveza. This is Stiegl Schlossbrugger from Austria. Oh, wait. Holy fuck. We had this brand when we were out there.
Oh.
Well, we weren't in Austria, but we were close to Austria. And I definitely had this brand. I'm
We
not sure if this
stopped
is
in
supposed to
Vienna.
be. Yeah, that's true. Maybe I grabbed one of these there. I definitely remember this brand. It's Hard Radler Cherry. I don't know if this is supposed to be beer or not.
Drinkable?
That'll do.
That'll do.
Okay. Well, welcome back, folks. This is the Trying to Parent podcast. This is episode number 50. A big one all around for us. I mean, we got a lot to talk about. I know there was a shorter episode last week. Maybe it was shorter. I don't really recall.
Yeah, we skipped some things though,
Yeah.
but
Got a lot of stuff to talk about
yeah.
now. It's been a pretty solid and exciting week. Let's see. Where shall we start?
You want to start with Monday? Wait.
Let's start with Ellie going
Okay.
back home.
Yes.
Nina, would you like to say anything about that? No? You're going to sleep? Okay. So, the dog we were watching, Ellie, the lovely bulldog, she went home, which we're not sad about. She was a super nice dog and everything,
Yeah.
but boy, oh boy, does she make a lot of unnecessary noises. I know we talked about this last week, but
And I can finally like really scrub the floors, get the little poopy stains off, random
yeah, because
butt marks.
she doesn't do as well cleaning her butt or whatever.
Well, I'm supposed to clean her butt, but I don't know how. So
Yeah.
she doesn't have that pinch to cut it off, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, just different.
However, the dog.
Nina's butt works different, I guess. It's better. But yeah, so it's just more quiet around here now, to be honest with you. Less noises.
I didn't even play rain sounds last night when we went to sleep.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, we play rain sounds every night when we sleep. I didn't realize you didn't play them last night. Normally now we're playing them out to drown out all the noises she makes.
Yeah, I had to turn it up loud because they were like, she doesn't sleep in our room, so don't feel bad if she doesn't sleep in your room. Obviously, she slept in our room because I would
bad.
feel
Come
like
on.
such an asshole. Like, here, I wouldn't want me to send Nina over there and Nina be left out in a house that she doesn't know like all night. So I was like, of course she's gonna sleep in the room with us. I just don't want to hear her, so I turned my rain sounds up like so loud
All the way up.
And now that she's gone, I'm like, now it's so
Just
quiet.
quiet around here. Nina, I don't know if you miss her, do you? The random barking where she would just bark and Nina's like, oh my God, what the hell?
Yeah.
So.
But I bet it was nice to have a little friend.
Yeah, for sure. God, Nina, your claws are so long.
I know. Talents.
In football news, Oregon whooped ASU's ass. Wasn't even close. And you're going to get a little sports from this show if you're not aware of that already. We're big sports fans. The Cardinals just lost to the Texans, which is, the Texans are doing pretty well this year. So
Well, now they're 6-4
or something.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing pretty well. Let's see what else as far as nothing too big sports happen. It is the season to be jolly. Well, it's getting there. We put up Christmas decorations, I guess you could say.
Yeah, the few things. Actually, we brought a pretty decent amount from the States with us.
It feels a lot more like Christmas here than it did like Halloween because we didn't really have any Halloween stuff.
We definitely have. I mean, it's November 19th. We finally put up decorations. I feel like that's more than fair, if not late.
Mm-hmm. We don't have like a tree. We have like a
white birch, like Costco tree.
Yeah. It's just easier. Once we have our son, we'll obviously get a tree because there's traditions that need to be upheld. But
like we had the pickle growing up, but
you had a pickle?
We had the pickle.
What's that?
The pickle ornament.
I don't know what that is.
So yeah, my mom would like hide the pickle essentially, and I'm pretty sure whoever found the pickle
on the tree
as the ornament got to open a present like a day early or something. But it was like a pickle ornament.
Maybe we'll get a pickle Rick and we'll put it on there.
Yeah, there you go.
That'll be our thing.
We'll just yell out Rick and Morty chants. They'll be like, I don't understand what you're saying.
Kid's like, what the hell
Get
is going
Swifty.
So, just like Amanda said, apparently Thanksgiving is coming up. It's like this Thursday.
Yeah.
Which is, I know, a big deal for a lot of people in the States. Not saying that's not a big deal for us. It's usually a family time and everything. But living out here, we won't be doing that. So we're just going to be hanging out with some friends.
Yep. We just found out they're making lasagna. So
yeah, lasagna.
Solid. My mom
Doesn't your mom make lasagna?
She makes lasagna on Christmas Eve. So
text her and be like, hey, that better be good fucking lasagna. My mom makes lasagna. So
she's Italian. I'm sure it's good.
I know Daniel likes lasagna. So yeah, it's probably pretty good because they've talked about him liking lasagna and not getting great lasagna in certain places.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Nina needs to get her teeth cleaned and her claws shaved way down.
Her front
This bitch looks like fucking
Freddy
Krueger. She looks like Edward Scissorhands over here. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's not good. So.
No, but we've been trying to brush her. I don't know what's up with her mouth. We got our teeth cleaned the last 2 years in a row, so I don't know why her gums are so bad right now, but they're fucking bad.
What if it was a toothpaste we were using, which is dog toothpaste? I mean, of course.
It's enzymatic, so it should help.
But what if it was that? I mean, that would be unfortunate.
Oh, because they were fucked up before that, because that's why I bought it.
You hear her talking about your gums like that, Nina, in your teeth?
They were fucked up. But I was really surprised, so I reached out to the vet, and they obviously have to do like a blood panel to find out, because she's 10 years old, to find out if she's healthy enough to even go under. And I know, well, lady, same. So it could be anywhere between like $140 to $200, depending on how extensive of blood work they want to do on her. So I know I paid like the first time in Washington was like $214, and then it was like, I think $350.
Yeah, more expensive.
And I was like, well, I just got this done like last year. What do you mean? And like the price, I think it was like $400.
Inflation.
It was August, as we were like wrapping up things before moving. And so here it'll be around $150. I mean, I thought it was going to be cheaper
dental visit here,
for some reason, but
if it's anything like our dental visit, I'm expecting them to be very gentle with her. So
yeah. And it just makes me so sad. Like, she hates that vet because they have the little fucking chirpy alarm thing. So
yeah, it's not like we can give her little thingies to calm her down before, because
they'll probably fuck with anesthesia. So
yeah. Okay, so that's happening. Gonna have some fresh breath, Nina, hopefully, and shorter nails.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed your breath stinking that bad lately, anyways. But we'll hope for some nice clean teeth. We accepted an offer on our land, so that's good.
It only sat on the market since last July, and it is now November of the following year.
Yeah, not great timing, but let's think about the positive thing. First of all,
I honestly
that person got a great piece of fucking land.
I'm a little sad to sell it, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. It is sad because it's an awesome piece of land. We would definitely like to build a house there, but that's just not going to be happening. First of all, none of our family lives in Texas.
I have an aunt in Texas, but I'm not like super close with her.
Yeah. So if we did live somewhere.
It's just a central port.
It would be split between our family and, my family and her family. So that would be ideal. But again, we wouldn't do it for a while and just don't want to sit here paying property tax on it and stuff because
It's like $2,000 a year.
property tax ain't cheap on that son of a mother. So we essentially accepted an offer, like we said. So we'll get some money from that. We're going to be taking...
We're taking a loss, but not a lot.
A little bit of a loss.
Couple grand.
Yeah, which, sucks again, but we could either sit on it and have nothing happen. It's like the only lot in the neighborhood that's not built on. And there's $1 million homes in the neighborhood, which is
For Texas,
crazy.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, these people are going to steal. It's 2.1 acres. It's got trees all over it. Beautiful, beautiful piece of land.
Nice.
But just not for where we're at in our lives right now.
Yeah.
But we're going to take about $100K of that. We're going to toss it into an annuity. I'm going to talk more about this stuff because I think a lot of people maybe don't quite listen to us because we're not wealthy, but we're doing some good things, and I don't want you guys to miss out. Yeah. So we're taking $100K of that, tossing it into annuity, then taking about 20 with that, and an additional 20 and starting essentially our own bank, and which is a dividend-paying, participating whole life policy. Then I'll turn around, take 20 of that out, pay off my student loans with, while we continue to get continuous compounding interest off of that.
Yep.
So really quick, I wrote something up here. I'm going to read this because I want people to know, like, ideally we would like as much of our friends, I'm going to burp. Excuse me. We'd like as much of our friends and family to be, well off as possible, because traveling with Amanda and our children later in life will be fantastic, but doing things like that with friends.
Yeah, and just having the ability to share those moments and experiences with them who, maybe wouldn't go on their own, but if we can be like, hey, let's fucking go. They're like, okay, because we have a tendency to rub off on people like that.
Yeah. So I wrote a little something here.
Okay.
I know people don't want to take advice from people who aren't pretty wealthy, like I said. And right now, we're not pretty wealthy. But we're on our way. But, we want to help as many of our friends and family as possible, just like I said. So if you guys end up waiting 10 years to listen to our advice and implement some of the things that we're doing, you'll literally have lost more than 10 years of time when it comes to the power of continuous compounding interest. And that's a lot of the things that we're taking advantage of. So I'll tell you what we've done, and then if you listen to this, all four of you, you can decide, is this something that I want to learn more about and also do? So we currently have, both of us have index universal life policies, which will provide us with constant tax-free income for life when we decide to start taking that. That's specifically for retirement, that we kind of set that off to the side. So that takes place of 401ks, IRAs, stuff like that.
And death benefit for me. So.
Death benefit to make sure that we're taking care of each other. Mm-hmm. We have about to be two fixed annuities with about $160,000 in place. Those are a one-time lump sum dump in. We rolled Amanda's old 401k into one of those things. Actually, it was a Roth 401k, taking little taxes on the front end so we could be tax-free on the back end. Yeah. But that's just a one-time lump sum dump in. The money is going to gain a generous amount of interest. It does not have the ability to lose. You have that zero floor there as well. And come our 40s, we'll have money, late 40s, we'll have money that we can start pulling out of that thing and start living off of. One is set away strictly for also retirement. Maybe that'll be a little earlier retirement, but we'll be starting a couple of those, at least one more of those. We also have, or will have here, as soon as we sell the land, dividend-paying whole life policy, which we'll use to run all of our money through.
Yep, to be your own bank, infinite banking concept.
Yep, so we can run our lives. So essentially, like Amanda said, this is our own bank. So the money we make is funneled into this policy. We get almost instant access to that money to use to pay our bills, pay other things, pay whatever it is that we want to use. This has guaranteed growth plus annual dividends. So we know for certain this is what this is going to grow like over the years. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We know it's growing. It's a fixed thing plus dividends. So you know you're at least getting this, and it's going to be potentially better. And we're dealing with companies that have paid dividends over the last 100+ years. Out of 3 different companies they use, there's been one missed dividend one time out of the 3 companies. So we're talking about a 99% certainty that this is going to happen. And that's through, again, the last 100 years. So we're talking about
the Great Depression.
The Great Depression, World War I, World War II, all of these things. So the best way to grow money is not to lose money. So, Warren Buffett. Let's see here. All of those things will end up paying us tax-free income, essentially for the rest of our lives, and also help us leave a massive death benefit to our children. Of course, we'll set these type of things up for our children as well. Once we have our son and whoever we have next, because this is what the wealthy people do. Like, I'm telling you guys, start doing the same things that wealthy people are doing. And sure, it may take you a while, but it's not always about us. It's about what we're going to leave behind, the legacy. Joked with Amanda, like, they'll be building, I'm not going to say they have to build a statue at their places, but every one of
there will be a shrine.
Yeah, there will be a shrine, because we will have basically freed our family for generations to come. And over everybody's fireplace, there'll be a great, very flattering picture of both Amanda and myself that they can just...
a nice oil painting.
Pay thanks to for basically making sure that they're always going to be taken care of. So again, I'm not saying that we are wealthy by any means at this moment. What I am saying is the more that we learn about these things, the government and most financial advisors refuse to teach people about these type of things that are allowing people to create wealth and financial freedom for themselves without having to rely on the government or banks to do so. Of course, they don't want you to, they're not going to teach those things.
Money that comes from these are protected from the government.
Yep. So they're protected from being sued. They're protected from, bankruptcy, divorce, all of these type of things. What do I say here? We want to help as many of our friends create that for themselves as possible, but we can't do that if you guys aren't willing to listen to us. And again, it's in a hard spot because it's not like you're listening to people who make $1 million, millions of dollars a year. But if you don't, time's ticking.
We're on our way.
Yeah, we know we're going to be
We're
good.
set. Retirement's going to start late 40s.
we're good, but we want to help as many of you guys as possible. And we've helped some of you with starting things. There's a lot of you that we haven't. For those of you that we have more to teach you. For those of you that we haven't, it's time to come learn. So that's enough that's said about that. It's all about education. We just want to educate you guys, get you the right information so you can make a decision for yourself. We're very close to setting up our own lead generation system with our business, so that should get kicking off here pretty soon, which cut costs, increase business, all those great things. So Amanda's been doing really good at getting a lot of that stuff set up. Now, let's talk about baby stuff.
Baby.
Okay, where to start? Amanda's currently 33 weeks pregnant, which is...
holy shit.
Super important.
That's your favorite number?
Because that's my favorite number. Yep, have that. That is a big week for us because that's my favorite number. It's very, very big.
It's tatted on him. It's his favorite number.
Not only is it my favorite number, but we're also at episode 50, which is a big mile marker for us. A lot of good things are happening right now or going. Amanda's feeling good. Anything you want to say about how you're feeling?
Yeah, I'm just starting to get a little achy. I get tired walking up the stairs.
Me too.
But I definitely like my shoulders popping apparently.
Yikes.
I just feel so full, but overall I feel pretty good. I'm still going to the gym, walking 30 minutes, doing some light weightlifting. I've been trying to clean up my diet. So
a little bit less sweets, a little bit more protein, more, these type of things.
More eggs, more calcium.
Speaking of that, are we getting pizza or should we not?
We should have pizza because it's the
football
last
Sunday.
day of the deal. So
Football Sunday, yeah, but there's a special deal going on. We can get whatever
any
pizza we want. Doesn't really matter.
$11.
Domino's. Let's see what else. You ordered changing table.
Oh, yeah. So
That's exciting.
At first I wasn't. So my mom was like, well, maybe you don't need one. See how much space you have. A lot of people put the changing pad on top of the dresser, but our dresser is an Amazon dresser, not like a full-blown dresser. So we need extra changing table. So I actually ordered one from IKEA, Mexico. So I got a real basic one, but it kind of matches the other furniture baby related in our room. So that should be delivered on the 24th. Today is the 19th, so got a couple days.
Well, it's normal size. It's not that big.
What we need to
normal size
do,
one.
I keep forgetting, we need to hook up the crib to the outlet to make sure
Oh, yeah,
it
make
works.
sure the camera works.
Yes.
And put Nina in there and Leah in there.
God, no, I would never.
Have hair all over it.
I wonder what the weight limit is. She's like weighs as much as like a 7 or 8 year old. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, it's supposed to turn into a little bed thing.
It turns into a crib.
Oh, I don't know the difference.
A bassinet. It's in bassinet mode, goes into the crib mode.
Huh.
Yeah, anyways. So I'm washing.
Doesn't turn into like a day bed?
No, not this one.
Oh, interesting.
Unfortunately. It's just for the babies. Well, up till 2 years old. Maybe 3 if they're short, but our kid's not going to be short, so.
Yeah. Might be 60 pounds at 2.
Maybe. That's the trajectory of your nephew.
Getting that protein.
Yeah, so I'm washing baby stuff as we record this.
As we speak.
I got my Drift or whatever brand of laundry detergent that had good reviews. I don't know. Yeah, so things are moving along. I'm starting to be like, oh shit.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's right around the corner. Speaking of that, we went and did our tour of the hospital.
Oh yeah. That was Monday.
It's called Eggshell. It's not called Eggshell, but it sounds exactly like Eggshell.
It's IXCHEL. Eggshell.
Eggshell.
Hospital Eggshell.
So that was really cool. I mean, just getting an idea of, it's small. It's, it's very.
It's normal size. No.
It's not that big. Well played. Yeah, I mean, I'll let you talk about it because that's a little bit more for you.
Oh yeah. The hospital is basically, it's a maternity focused hospital. There's other like divisions off to the side. I think one of them's like orthopedic surgeon or I don't know, but that's like kind of its own suite. So the basic hospital though, like they're like, okay, you're going to check in here. You're going to go into this room. This is where the doctor is going to see how dilated you are. If you're dilated enough to go straight to the labor room, let's walk around the corner. This is where you're going to go.
It's not even around the corner. It's the next door down.
Yeah. He's like, if you have a C-section, you'll go into this room. Otherwise, if you're going to have a natural birth, you'll go into this room.
Which, of course, we're going for the natural birth. Can you turn the air back on? Like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of warm. Thank you. Definitely going for the natural birth. There's a giant tub in there. I mean, like a...
It should come, huh?
That's good. Okay. So, yeah, giant tub in there. Bunch of room and stuff. So, be a nice spot for us to be able to go through the stuff that we need to go through. But really, that's for the laboring. They want us to do most of the, the pre-laboring stuff at home. That's
which for sure, that's
the
the
birth
goal.
stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, they allow you to eat and drink, which I didn't know was a thing that American hospitals really don't like you to do particularly.
They don't.
But
Especially if you're getting a C-section, they don't want you eating or drinking. That's basically so. It's more of a preventative in case you need a C-section because they got to cut your abdominal muscles open.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not cutting into your stomach, but it could mess with the other medical parts if you got a bunch of food in there.
we
But
decided Amanda's going to have a bunch of fettuccine Alfredo
I know.
beforehand.
The Office. Yeah. So, and plus, like, if you're eating and stuff, you're probably less likely to have a C-section anyways, just because you're going to have the strength to
Yeah.
like persevere.
How funny. They're like, let's have you do the most challenging and exhausting thing in the world, and let's not give you any
Energy.
food to fuel yourself while you're doing it. Like, maybe they'll give you like those Gatorade
They say
protein
you
squeezes.
can have honey sticks.
Oh, honey sticks. Yeah,
Honey
those are
sticks
great
is
for great source of getting energy into your body very quickly.
Yeah, those are fairly common. But yeah, so they have food here. They're like, food for you is included, not for your husband.
I'll bring my own snacks.
Yeah, so.
Probably
But
like
the room's very
fish
custom.
tacos, heat them up in the microwave. You know, as
He was like, as long as it doesn't smell that bad, you
long as it's
know.
not super pungent. I'm like, oh,
but yeah.
okay, I guess.
But they have like a little, not a NICU, but they have like a baby section. Like if they need to go and evaluate the baby further, there's kind of like a nursery area where they can better look at the baby. They have a recovery room that's massive. He's like, we got Wi-Fi, we got TV,
Netflix.
yeah. So it's pretty chill. It's like it's the only hospital in Playa that has a water tub for birth. So I'm not even gonna tour another hospital. It's been the highest recommended one.
And you guys are thinking like water tub. Like, this is like a giant jacuzzi.
It's
I
like
mean,
a hot tub.
and it's probably 4 feet deep, 5
Like
feet
you
deep.
could
I mean, yeah.
I can sit on my butt and have it come up to my shoulders. Like
Yeah.
it's
Pretty
intense. You gotta climb into it, which I don't know how that's gonna be if I'm
Make it work.
having contractions. But yeah, and they seemed pretty chill. They, it's $1,500 to use the facilities.
2 days. you
Yeah,
get in
48
there.
hours. They do all the like basic baby tests. They do the vitamin K stuff. They do the blood tests and just the hearing tests and all these things for the baby. They're going to check the blood type, which is obviously we need in our situation because I'm negative and Sean's positive. But yeah, I had a really good feeling about the hospital. It's pretty chill. So yeah, we need to just go. They require a deposit, but we can fill out our paperwork then at that point, so I can just fucking run straight in there.
Yep.
Oh, that's gonna be good. Oh, that's gonna be good.
It's going to be good. So excited. Nice to see it and kind of get an idea of, where we're going to be doing this.
Yeah, and they said like they have a essential oil diffuser. We can bring like our own lights and pillows and kind of stuff like that, make it a little bit more relaxed. I heard that they are pretty chill if you tell them to like, hey, kind of let me like do my own thing, like don't be coming in and out of the room. That they're pretty flexible with that, so they seem to be very accommodating.
And speaking of being accommodating and all of that stuff, we had our second Lamaze class.
Yep, our final one.
Lamaze. We'll talk a lot about the stuff that we learn next week because they gave us all this information in like an online booklet and stuff that we can go over. And I learned a bunch of shit while we were there, especially the second time. I mean, glad they gave us some info because one of the things they're like, hey, when your baby comes out, don't expect it to breathe for the first minute. Like, that's totally normal. If my baby came out and it wasn't breathing for the first minute, I'd be like, well, it's been at least 10 minutes. My baby's not okay. Like, what's going on here? They're like, yeah, it's super normal for it just to, go through that process. And then they...
Of like realizing that
I'm
they're
awake.
not outside, yeah.
So I would have thought my baby was,
Dead, yeah.
passed on, graduated. But Lamaze class was great. Again, we'll talk about a lot of that stuff next week in more depth. But our doula had some choice things to say about our doctor, so I'll let Amanda discuss that.
Yeah, she forgot that we were going to Dr. Ivan, or Ivan in Spanish. And so she was like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot. That kind of changes like a lot of things. So she kept saying like, oh, so your doula will do this. And I'm like, well, that's going to be you. And she was like, it might not be me.
Maybe.
If you really want it to be me, I will be. But she's like,
She was like,
Show goes out to.
nope, that's not what she was like. Sorry.
what are you trying to find?
You can keep going.
Okay.
She was like,
Shoot. Shoot. Let me give y'all a little bit.
let me
Yeah.
give you all a little bit of info about
So
why it might not be me.
yeah, so I mean, she used to work with Dr. Ivan. They used to do like a bunch of classes together. She said she hasn't worked with him in a year. So I'm a little conflicted because a lot of people that I talked to that delivered babies with him said how chill and like, oh yeah, like he as a doctor is going to recommend the medical things in his opinion. But if you say, hey, I don't want to do that, then he's very respectful of your decision. And that was not necessarily the same vibe that I got from Malin, the doula. She's like, he is an OB, so expect him to do OB things, and make sure that you are very adamant about the things that you want on your birth plan. She's like, obviously, the help of a doula, that's what we're there for. She's like, but kind of my fiery personality doesn't necessarily get along with your doctor. So I want you to meet another doula who's worked with him who maybe is a little bit more chill to him. She's like, I'm very quick basically to be like, shut your mouth to Dr. I.
Amanda wants this. Fucking do it. Which, I mean, I like.
Yeah.
It's so funny because she's like 4 feet tall.
Yeah, she's so short.
But, yeah, so we'll meet with another doula, and we'll see how that goes. But I think she is going to be doing more than Dr. Ivan's going to be doing.
Yeah, they really just come in at the end when you're actually pushing the baby out. So,
I mean, are you saying the doctor does?
yeah, Dr.
Okay,
Ivan.
I was like, the doula's in there.
No, the doula is going to be with us the whole time. From
Yeah.
6 centimeters on, essentially, is when their contract starts.
So really, I think it's more important for her to be there than him.
Yeah. So I have a couple questions I have to ask Dr. Ivan. We actually go to see him on Tuesday.
Yep. Yeah. Speaking of Dr. Ivan, we have our next appointment coming up. Like I said, Tuesday. So
Tomorrow is Revolution Day in Mexico.
Revolution Day.
So
Monday.
we cannot see him tomorrow. It's now Tuesday.
Nope. But hopefully, speaking of who we can see, is our son.
That motherfucker.
Really like to see this fucking guy. I mean,
What do you look like? I need to know.
He's just like always all covered up. Maybe his hands and stuff are not so much in front of his. I'm assuming now that his head is much lower in position, that the placenta and everything may not be in front of his face and stuff anymore.
It was the cord.
The cord that was in front of his face last
Yes,
time.
it was the umbilical cord.
Just
and his hands and his
hiding
feet.
in little self, yeah. So hopefully, because you're feeling all those shots to your ribs and
Ribs
stuff
now.
like that, hopefully his feet are up away from, and just make sure you do some. We have to blow up that ball.
We do have to blow up the ball.
Yeah, you should be sitting on that more often.
Feel good on my hips because my hips be achy.
Yep. So, yeah, hopefully we can get some cool pictures and stuff of him and just see him a little bit more, maybe, because I don't know that nigga. Haven't seen him yet. But before we got into this We're Pregnant book for week 33 to see how accurate things are, we did meet up with a couple that Amanda had been talking to, the woman, another pregnant girl, for lunch today, kind of a brunch thing. And that was really cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Take it away.
She's so I'm 34 for those of you who actually think I'm 47.
34, get out of here. Not nearly old enough for me.
Okay. Weirdo. No. She's 33 and she is also married to a younger man. He is 31.
We're both 31. I mean,
I know. So just kind of like, first kid in your 30s. They like to travel a lot. They lived in Colombia briefly. Well, she lived there for like a couple years off and on. But just like they're from the States. So.
Yep. She's from Georgia. He's from Florida. They're a mixed couple.
Yep. She is mixed.
Yep.
And yeah, just super, super cool. Very chill people.
She's like 5 weeks behind Amanda in her pregnancy. So very close in that type of thing. We're losing our friends, not like soon, but our friends that we came down here with, that we essentially drove down with. They'll be moving back to the States and then moving over to Thailand. So we'll need to replace them.
Yep.
And these seem like prime candidates. Plus a little bit more in common with them as far as like the stages that we're at in our lives. Natalie and Daniel are a little bit older than us, which is not a problem at all. Of course, we have older friends, but these people are just literally the same age, and they're also going through
the exact same thing.
Pregnancy
at
right
the
now.
exact same time.
So
yeah, pretty cool. I was super excited. I've been talking with her for a couple of months on Facebook, but we've just been doing so much traveling. We haven't been able to hang out. So I'm glad that she kept she didn't lose faith in me.
yeah,
She's like,
this bitch doesn't actually want to hang out with me.
I
God,
know.
keep asking her to hang out. She won't hang out.
you know, and I was like, oh
It's a
no, I
busy
gotta
time.
meet new people. Then we went there. And I'm like, oh, I love them so much. So
Yeah. So definitely hang out with them more. It'll probably be a little easier to hang out with them because of where they're at in their lives and where we're at. Just like, you know.
let's just bring the babies and have them sit next to each other, and we can just talk about how tired we are.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
you know,
exactly. Have a drink.
Yeah.
So that's, it's exciting because, one, we talked about this. When you're older, it's so much harder to make friends. It's just weird to like reach out to people and be like, hey, want to be friends?
Facebook is good about that because I send messages to people all the time, but it's like
It's way easier for chicks to become friends. Totally. Like as dudes, you're like, hey bro, looks like you got some pretty cool pictures on Facebook. You want to grab a drink or something? I have a wife. I see that you have somebody in your life too, so it's just as friends.
I'm not trying to do you, but
it's weird to. I see you like to work out. You want to work out together? You're like, what the fuck do I say? So chicks are just like, oh my god, you're having a baby. I'm also having a baby. Like we should become friends or whatever.
Essentially,
they talk about.
That's essentially it.
So you're just by osmosis. You're like, well, hope this dude's not a fucking square that
they were both cool.
She's with,
Yeah.
And luckily they're both very cool people. And again, very similar to us as far as traveling and, all of that stuff. So we'll hang out with them more. They have a dog. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
Who also sounds like she is of personality similar to Nina. In her
sounds like
days.
a younger you, Nina. Not putting up with no shit. Female dog. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how that goes, but we'll definitely hang out with them more. And again, they signed a year lease about around the same time we signed our year lease. So they'll be out here as long as we are. So that's cool. Exciting stuff. All right, I got to take my hand from petting you, and I have to read this book. Okay? You just leave your head right there. All right. Anything else about that?
No.
Cool. Well, let's get into We're Pregnant. The dad's first-time handbook. Week 33. Flexible skull.
Hey, we just learned about this.
Yep. I mean, crazy how the things that are happening we're also actually learning about at this time. So your baby is gaining about a ½ pound a week. What did you say? It could grow another inch this week? Or
Yeah.
They said it was as big as like a flipper. What it is?
Last week was a paddle board. Yeah, I know. Nina.
Not a paddle board.
Not a paddle board. A
Pickleball.
Pickleball
Yeah,
paddle.
like a paddle board. Jesus Christ. You have 16 feet of human inside you.
I got one of the words right.
And you're like,
Shoot.
Get it out of me.
yeah. So we have a paddle board inside of her. Oh, bless you. So your baby is about a ½ pound a week and is doing a lot of preparation for life outside the womb. The consistent intake of amniotic fluid is preparing its digestive system for feeding. The skull isn't fully fused yet, which is really good thing because in Lama's class, we saw some different variations of what your baby's head might look like when it came out. Some of them were very unfortunate looking, but it's supposed to do that and then fuse back together.
Yep.
So that's crazy. There's a reason for this. The baby will need this flexibility in order to get through the birth canal. In the area in which the skull isn't fully fused is known as the fontanelle, but it is more commonly referred to as the soft spot. Mom is in the final stretches of what's been a long journey. She is tired, a little tired, uncomfortable, definitely getting more uncomfortable, and can't stop talking about getting this baby out of her belly. And she talks a little bit more about having a drink. She's hungry all the time. Are you hungry all the time?
No, I feel very full.
Yeah. Yeah, that does make sense with how small your stomach is and stuff. Like, you shouldn't be hungry all the time. But has trouble eating because of the heartburn and discomfort. Still no heartburn, right?
Still no heartburn.
Get your facts, buddy. While labor and childbirth are still a few weeks away, I would say that, it's important that mom familiarize herself with the difference between urine leakage and amniotic fluid leakage. Okay? Urine is most often yellow, you probably knew this, and has a faint or pungent smell of ammonia, while amniotic fluid is pale and clear and has a sweeter smell. I've only been privy to encountering amniotic fluid once, and it was late at night when me and my wife were doing it, and she squirted on me. No, sorry.
Oh my God, I was like, what?
No. I've only been privy to amniotic fluids once, and it was late at night during our second pregnancy with Charlie. My wife's water had broke in bed, and while it didn't wake me up at first, my wife's punching me in the back did. She told me that it almost made the sound of a water balloon popping softly. She was never sure if it actually made that sound that I could hear, if it was, something inside of her own body. I'm always concerned about that. Like, I used to not think I went through a phase where I thought people could hear my loud stomach grumbling. And then I was like, no, there's no way they can hear this. And then very obviously found out that they could hear it. So
I've definitely heard it sound. It makes like a popping sound.
Okay. So that's when I flew into panic mode, but I'll save that for a bit later. So baby stats. Baby is gaining about a half pound a week. Baby is likely in head down position and dropping into lower pelvis, which is why you got to do that moving around stuff. Baby skull isn't fully fused yet, as it needs the flexibility to pass through the birth canal. So your stats, the top of mom's uterus is about 5 inches above her pubic bones right now, and her belly is round and large.
Yes.
Definitely is, yes. She may be carrying the baby lower. I feel like you've been carrying the baby pretty low.
Yeah, he's been pretty low this whole time.
She's most likely tired and irritable, mainly because of this discomfort, which is normal from now until birth. Say you've been going through some emotional things lately.
Yeah.
She's most likely not sleeping well. Not true.
I'm still sleeping fairly good.
Yeah.
I just wake up early now.
Yep. So let's see. I'm supposed to make her something easy to eat, like chicken wings, or I don't know. It might be tough for mom to stomach a lot of meals, whether because of nausea or smell.
Nope.
Not having any issues. Fucking all sorts of shit up. In order to combat this, I came up with a protein smoothie that gave my wife the nutritions that both she and the baby needed.
Our fruit smoothies. Those are good.
And then plan ahead, tour the hospital or birthing center. Holy shit, we just did that. My wife and I toured each of the hospitals that she gave birth in. Almost all the hospitals and birthing centers offer parents the opportunity to come in and walk through the labor and delivery units and postpartum recovery rooms. You can become familiar with the sights and sounds of the hospital, and it's definitely not a bad idea to do a dry run. This helps you get an idea of where the emergency room is, where to park, whether you'll need to stop and grab a parking ticket instead of gunning it through the guard's gates like a wild first-time dad on a rampage, and what constitutes in general layout of the facility and its rules and processes so you can share that information with your family, in-laws, and friends. Luckily, we don't have to do that with anybody.
Nope.
So that's about it. This is conversation starters. Discuss who you want at the hospital in the delivery room. Not a problem. I mean, my parents might be here, but
Maybe your mom will be.
Yeah.
Well, unless I have the baby early.
Yeah, I mean that's basically it.
Yeah, I've been feeling him a lot more in my ribs the last week.
They said we can have one person in the room, like I can be in the room, as far as like our room. What? Chewing on your hand?
Nina.
Hey, not doing that.
Yeah. Well, they said I can have you and the doula in
Gotcha.
there.
So mom's just got to chill at the house, Nina.
She's gonna be watching Nina because we'll probably have to stay overnight.
So I think we should get into something we haven't done in just a little while, and that's
Interesting.
bow bow. Hey, back up. Highs and lows.
Nice.
Would you like me to start? Would you like to start?
I'll start.
Okay.
Oops, sorry. I keep elbowing Patrick. Let's see. Lows. I'd say I have been. Last week I was just very emotional in general. You know, there's just a couple things like got a little bit of family stuff, and then I haven't been as successful in the business, and I've been focusing a lot on the back end things, so not necessarily doing income producing activities, which made me feel kind of bad about myself and not carrying my weight. So, and then plus just being fearful about birth in general. My hormones are all over the place, so I cried almost like every day last week. I haven't cried at all this past week, so that's good. Step in the right direction.
Good cry never hurt.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone just needs to cry sometimes. But on the flip side, I am enjoying doing all this tech stuff. I think it's super cool. I feel like I'm learning a lot. And I'm very thankful that I'm still sleeping through the night. So that makes me happy. I know that I have a really good support system. So lots of things are going our way. They just are going to take time. But I'm very hopeful and excited and
Coming together slowly
coming
but surely.
together.
Come together.
So I guess I can add to my low that hopefully Nina's mouth isn't fucked up, but we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully
We'll
you
see
get a
what
nice
they
little
say.
cleaning and you'll be good.
Yeah.
Okay, so my highs and lows, I guess I could start with my low because nobody wants to end on a low.
Right.
Excuse me. So I talked to a really nice guy this week who was just in a really shitty position. It's a 69-year-old dude that had a term policy for $500,000 that was going to be ending like the middle of next year. He had stage 4 liver or kidney disease, which, he could go at any time or he could not. And fortunately, he had like a $2,800 mortgage payment with his wife and didn't have any other coverage in place. And that term was going to end. And then they would offer him to keep the coverage at $2,600 a month, which he's like, there's no way I'm doing this. So I had a long conversation with him about what his options were, getting something final expense in place to like make sure, hey, guarantee that your wife is going to have some money just to really make sure you don't lose the house, because it's all about making those mortgage payments until they can be she could be in a good situation to actually sell the house and get the equity out of it, because they had like $305,000 in equity, which is, that's your life insurance policy right there.
Sure.
But he got it and he totally understood, but I don't think that he's going to end up doing it, and which he definitely should, because there's only one company that'll give him coverage, immediate coverage with stage 4 kidney disease.
That's crazy.
But it sucks because he's in a really tough spot, and he's going to end up most likely leaving his wife nothing. So hopefully she doesn't end up losing the home and stuff, but talk to people like that all the time. It's just shitty to hear people in those type of situations.
Yeah.
which is why we do what we do, trying to educate people as early on as possible. So at the worst, their families are taken care of to some extent when that time comes. And on a high note, the Lamaze class was for sure extremely informational. I thought that was very, very helpful with where we're at, just some more tangible, real information. Learned a bunch of things that we didn't know, so that was really awesome. Looking forward to kind of going through that information, and then also on top of that, been getting much more into learning about the infinite banking stuff and how we can utilize it for ourselves. Gonna pay off my fucking student loans here, which is a weight that's been, carrying with you for a while now. But just a lot of cool things on the horizon. So looking forward to all of that stuff. And I absolutely love learning new shit. So that's really cool. Now it's time for...
From the entire Channel 4 News team, I'm Veronica Corningstone.
And
I'm
Sean
Ron Burgundy. Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
I'm having this tailbone burning sensation because I've been sitting.
Yeah, too long. All right, well, fly through that in the news, and I'll hit you with these quick 90s questions, and we'll get up out of here.
Okay, so my topic, sorry, I'm going to kind of lean forward. Hopefully this table doesn't tip over. Excuse me. My topic is on red raspberry leaf tea. Yeah, so here we go. All right, so a lot of women use it in the third trimester to help prepare the uterus for labor. I will say that there's really no medical study that's found hardcore benefits or negatives to this. It's just kind of yeah, we have some data, but it's not super what's the word I'm looking for?
Concrete.
Yeah. Not enough to really make a formal claim about the benefits, but there's been some lax studies that show that there are some good things about it, but it's just not enough concrete evidence to be yes, we at the ACOG recommend this or whatever. So
it's not cut and dry. You're just it's a little gray area here.
So it's really commonly used along midwives. So you're going to hear it recommended more in the midwife community than you are in the OB community, just because they tend to be more holistic, natural homeopath type people. But what it does essentially is it strengthens and tones the uterus, which helps you have organized contractions. So it can help with the organized contractions, like I said, but just kind of can not necessarily decrease the pain, but just kind of helps your body and the uterus itself just work more in line and naturally with the rest of your body to kind of just make sure it's an easier process. It can decrease the risk of hemorrhage after birth. So that's, if you're having a lot of blood loss, you tend to have less of that if you're drinking red raspberry leaf tea. And it can help shorten the second stage of labor by 10 minutes on average.
Wow.
So the small research that was done said that the tea helped lower artificial ruptures of membranes. It had a lower use of C-sections for people who drank the red raspberry leaf tea, and a lower use of forceps or vacuum by 11% for women who actually drank the tea. So there's a lot of misconception that it will help you go into labor. A lot of people use it as labor induction, but that's actually not. There's no claims to that at all. That's not true. It just helps your body work a little bit better once you're already in the phase, but it doesn't make that phase happen any sooner. So Nina's just stomping around over here. She wants Sean's attention.
I'm consistently petting you. What else can I do?
So a couple things. It's recommended not to start red raspberry leaf tea before 32 weeks. They say you can start at 1 cup per day around 32, 33 weeks, and then you can increase it up to 3 cups per day the closer you get to your due date. So with that being said, it's not recommended in the first trimester just because it could cause some contractions in the first trimester, and that may or may not lead to miscarriage. So I actually drank it to get pregnant. So they say it's a really good like fertility drink. So you can drink it to get pregnant, but once you become pregnant, to stop drinking it.
Ixnay on the TA.
And then start it again at 32 weeks.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So they also say if you're being induced or if you're having a scheduled C-section, do not drink the tea because that's kind of counter. I mean, you're not going to go through the labor process. So it could potentially do more harm than good if you're
you
strengthening.
don't need those parts of your body, you know.
Right. And also, if you have gestational diabetes, it's not recommended to drink the tea because it could decrease your insulin response. So, I mean, I would definitely ask your doctor, midwife, doula's permission, or there's no harm if you're doing it in this time frame. Unless you're high risk and you're going through those things, then definitely ask for permission first, so that way you're not kind of fucking shit up. But otherwise, if you're low risk, there's no harm to doing it. So I'm just starting. I had my first glass last night because it got delivered, and then I had some really crazy cramping this morning.
Is there
may or may not be related? I'm not sure. I woke up at like 6:15 this morning on my back, and I was like trying to roll over to my left side, and it was like this sharp pain at the very top, like the top crease of where my now stomach and my boobs meet together, essentially. Oh gosh, and I was breathing. Like I thought I was gonna wake you up with my breathing because I was definitely doing like that.
From the sternum.
And then like a minute went by, and then it just released, and I was able to roll over just fine. So I don't know what the fuck that was. It may or may not be related. I'll try the tea again tonight. But yeah, I thought that was funny. It was almost like he was pinching something that like shot a pain up, and then like he just rolled off of it and the pain went away.
He's like, "Mom, you awake?"
Yeah, because he
Looks
was
like you're awake. Okay.
He was moving around at that point too, but I always feel him on the right side of I feel his movements on the right side, and this pain was on the top left, which is not normally where I feel him. So I don't know if it's been related, but I'll keep tabs on it and let you guys know next week. So
how's that sound, Nina? Sound good? Okay. I'm gonna have to stop petting you. Okay.
Nina, come here.
Go see mommy.
I'll pet you.
Go see mommy.
You do.
Here you go.
Okay. Oh, she's shaking.
Yeah, I know.
Are you so excited?
I think she is. Are you ready for Nina? Bam, 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 bam. High five. Yeah. The 90s.
She's just like so obsessed with attention right now.
I see you.
Let's go full throttle.
Alrighty, full throttle.
It's me, Joe.
It's me, Joe. Okay, Nina. It's time.
Am I here?
You can turn that air off now.
Okay.
I'm actually a little cool. Thank you. It's time for I Love the 90s, Nina. This is where your mom shines. Or not so much.
Shines as bright as
There's
old bronze.
there's two questions in here that are multi-choice, so your
Okay.
chance of getting them is quite a bit higher than just pulling something out of thin air. So I've got the two incorrect and congratulations ready. First question. This one's gonna be hard for you. What was the 1990s show Angel about?
Angel.
Mm-hmm.
I know Seventh Heaven.
Not exactly. It was closer to more of an action type show. Maybe a action
Angel?
suspense kind of
I don't
sci-fi
know.
type of thing. No?
Never heard of it.
No guess? All right.
But that's wrong.
Incorrect.
I'm gonna guess something like That's So Raven, like some sitcom of
Nope.
black people. I don't know.
Angel was a spinoff of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It was her like dude in the entire show that has his own show. It's about a vampire who essentially turned good and was hunting and killing vampires.
Oh.
Yep. I'm sure you've
Okay.
seen it. Yeah.
Okay. I think I remember that.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, interesting. Wow, that went way back.
Yep. So, next one. That's 0 for 1. 0 for 1. You got it. Here we go. What year was Family Guy released?
Oh God.
I don't know if I actually know the answer. I put
I
multiple
was
choice
never
here.
allowed
Okay,
to watch this.
Here we go. So it's 96, 97, 98, or 99.
Ooh, that's tough. 97? Nope.
That's wrong. Incorrect.
That's a tough one.
99.
99. My family, I was not allowed to watch any South Park.
Yeah, that's not surprising at all.
Simpsons or anything like that. So I didn't get into those types of shows until my 20s when I had freedom to watch whatever I wanted.
Well, with that being said, third question is, what year was one of my favorite shows, South Park, released?
Oh, God.
96, 97, 98, or 99?
I feel like that one's been around a little bit longer, but maybe not much. So I'm going to guess, actually,
It's been around a little longer than Family Guy. So it's not 99.
yeah. I'm going to guess 97 on that one. 96?
97 was the correct answer. Don't doubt
Perfect.
yourself.
Okay.
1 for 3, Nina. Here we go. I'll be a little sad if she misses this last one.
Well, don't set your hopes high.
To finish us out, Trying to Parent Podcast, episode 50, question number 4. I love the 90s. Who won the Super Bowl the year you were born?
1989. Oh, God.
Let's think. Who was popular around then? Not popular, who was good around then?
The Cowboys? Is that the early 90s? That was like 93 to 90. Oh, the Bears, the 89 Bears. No, that was the 87 Bears.
You're fishing. I don't hear any right answers yet, Nina. Who else was good?
The Niners. I don't know why I didn't think of that first, because my brother was obsessed with the Niners and they were obviously doing really
Thought this was
good.
an easy win there,
Christ.
Nina.
Yeah, sorry. Growing up, my oldest brother had all Niners things, and then my middle brother had all Cowboys things. And I kept thinking, and I had a bunch of Bears, not Bears, Bulls.
Bulls.
I had a lot of Bulls things. And then my parents had a Chicago Bears room.
I was going to say,
the Bear.
David a fan of the Bears and stuff?
Yeah. So that's why I had a lot of Bulls things as well. Yeah, dude. God, I can't believe I didn't think of that first, but I remembered. So
I mean, I guess we'll give it to
I mean,
you.
it was that was Jerry Rice and Steve Young. So at least I know a little bit.
You did all right, kid. You did all right.
Redeeming myself.
All right. Well, this has been episode 50 of the Trying to Parent podcast. We appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, love you.
Love you too, baby.
Catch you guys next week with
Fliz.
some, catch you on the next week. We up out of here. Peace.